Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show, and this is going to be a really interesting episode today because we have this one. It's titled Reaction to Graham Stephan asterisk men should pay asterisk making 180K in Manhattan spends her money. That is a sentence that I had to read this multiple times to make sure it even makes grammatical sense. It doesn't. So, first of all, strike number one. But strike number two is if you have not smashed the like button yet for the YouTube algorithm. Let's enjoy.
Hello, my lady.
What's up, you guys? See, we each have our own intros, but guys is meant to encompass everybody. Everyone is welcome here in the Graham Stephan Show.
I am going to be reacting to a reaction video by Graham Stephan. His videos are hilarious. Basically, he's reacting to a video about how people spend their money. This one is titled How a 31-year-old blogger making $180,000 in Manhattan spends her money.
See, I love these videos because it's me reacting to somebody else, reacting to me, reacting to an episode of Glamour, and there's nothing better than that.
The problem with this video isn't necessarily her money spending habits, but it is the type of relationship she is in.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. We encompass money, wealth, index funds, passive income, and judging other people's relationships on the internet. That's what we're doing today, so already I could tell this is gonna be, as she says, and as I say, a gem.
This is not a relationship that a female should want to be in. And you're going to see this looks like it's great. It looks like she's getting all these gifts and she has a $50,000 engagement ring and everything looks fine and dandy. But honestly, the relationship she is in is an actual prison.
Ooh, I'm curious about this because I gotta say, it seemed like she was living the dream. It's like she's got a great career. She's getting all these free gifts. She's got a $50,000 engagement. How could you look at this and say it's a prison? But you know, we're gonna find out because I bet she has a good reason.
Instead of just playing the normal video, I thought I'd add his reaction video because that's how I initially found it. And it's actually much more entertaining.
Thank you. Oh, that means a lot. I thought this was going to be a dig at me, but you know what? Let's dig the relationship. I like that a lot better.
Plus, I definitely agree with all of his points about the finances.
Yes. Yes. All right. Good. We're off to a good start here.
She's not making the best spending decisions, but again, that's not going to be my take on the video. So let's actually watch this.
I am a CEO and founder of an influencer.
It's always fun. It's always funny watching somebody react to me reacting to an episode because we're just going to put another bit of me somewhere on the screen.
And I also own multiple e-commerce businesses.
Okay, so she has an online business. Great.
My apartment's about 1,500 square feet. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath located in the financial district in Manhattan.
Yeah, I remember looking at this place and being like, the design is phenomenal. Like everything about this place was so nice, except we all wanted to know what her fiance did. He was the only one not discussed really at all. And it seemed like he was the one kind of funding a lot of this. So that's what we wanted to know.
Okay, so it looks like her total is $9,400 to spend a month, but this is not where the problem is. You're gonna see where the real problem is.
Payment is $4,400 per month. My fiance pays the other half.
You saw this coming. Did you see this coming? Her fiance pays one half and she pays another half.
Again, you know what? I'm speaking too soon. Let's see what she has to say about this.
Ooh, it's gonna be a tough future if you're splitting bills and you're not married yet. But I understand people come from different backgrounds. Some people are rising from the bottom together. They need to support each other to split the bill and whatever. That's another side of the story.
I don't think that's worse. Is that worse? Is this the end of the world that she's making $180,000 a year? They moved into this place. I think as far as splitting bills, it's whatever works for them. I don't think it's a red flag by any means. I mean, listen, if she were marrying a guy who wasn't rich, they would probably be splitting the bills anyway. So I don't know. I don't think there's a red flag in this, but I really want to hear her side of the story and see what she says. Maybe her fiance is just making bank, you know?
Yeah, maybe her fiance is making bank. But if he is, then why are they splitting the bill? That's kind of the problem I have here, okay?
Well, I guess out of the fact that she feels like she has something to contribute beyond just her presence. She just shows up and she's like, all right, well, that's paid. You know what? She's bringing something to the table. Who cares how significant it is?
My fiance is very successful. One of the main ways
I love how they cut that out so quickly. She's like, my fiance is successful. One of the only ways we could.
Good catch, Graham. Good catch on that. If her fiance is so successful and it seems to look like this, and we'll get into it later, then why in the world is she having to split the rent?
Because maybe she wants to. What if she's the one going and spending all the money? Let that sink in for a second. He's worth all this money, but he's like, you know what, honey? We don't need such a nice apartment in Manhattan. I'd much rather live over there. We could save a little bit of money. And she's like, no, I want this. He's like, okay, fine. But you know what? How about this? Let's just split it. Let's just split it.
Do you see where I'm coming from this? This isn't two people that are trying to make it, that are just starting their careers, that are living together and trying to make ends meet. You're comparing someone who is barely making her ends meet in Manhattan on a budget such as this versus somebody who is extremely wealthy, and that is pocket change to him.
See, I would be curious if the genders were switched, if she was the one making like millions of dollars a year and the fiance husband was making 180. Would it still matter? Would the same rules still apply? For me, I don't see it as a red flag.
He's been able to make our relationship work throughout the years is by remaining very financially independent from each other. We own completely separate businesses in different industries.
I understand that. The business side, she owns one business, he owns another business. They don't want to intermingle it because that doesn't make sense for the finances. But why are you making your relationship work by being financially independent from one another?
Why is independence a bad thing? That's what I don't fully understand, is like, why is that a negative thing that she's able to bring something to the table, she's able to provide, she's able to take care of herself, she's able to get her own things, and so is he. I'm sure they could come together at the end of the day, and it seems like he's treating her really well and she's happy. What's the negative in that?
We have separate checking accounts, even though I do really depend on him financially to be able to live in such a nice apartment in New York.
See, that's weird. Okay, so she is dependent on him, but she's independent as well. That's the part where it's like, you know, I could afford this. Like, sure, we're in a nicer place because we're both able to combine our resources together to get this one thing.
My house to me is very personal because I spend a lot of time here. I work here, I sleep here.
What is she doing to get a $30,000 gift?
It's a gift. Who do you think the gift is from? If I were to take a wild guess, I'd probably say it's from her fiance, who feels generous to give her a $30,000 gift for his house so she can decorate it, so she can spend her precious time, her precious energy giving love, giving comfort to him in his place.
What? You could just hire a designer. If that's really what you need, just hire a designer. To me, that just seems like a nice gesture. I mean, it doesn't need to be $30,000, but at the end of the day, just like they both get to live in a place that benefits both of them, he's giving her a gift that you know, that's hers. If she wants to get rid of it the next day, she could get rid of it.
I love decorating, so it never really feels like my work is done. And decorating is definitely my #1 hobby.
Do you notice how kind of expensive and luxurious these decorations are? And do you notice the price points? They're quite high, and somebody on a $180,000 salary cannot afford those types of goods. It doesn't even make sense. So she's saying that she's spending a lot of money decorating this, which looks like it's coming out of her pockets, besides the gifts that are tagged, which was that skull and that poster board. But everything else is out of her own pocket to contribute to the man's comfort.
To the man's comfort? No, they're both getting to enjoy it. That's what I don't understand. It's like she gets to live in this place too. She gets to enjoy all the artwork. I gotta say, her decorating is very good. If you want,
my biggest complaint about
I like the style. Whatever the style is,
See,
I like it.
Gift.
my biggest
he zoomed in on here.
Because I like the style. Whatever the style is,
$8,000 gift,
I like it.
$30,000 gift. That's at least $38,000 in just gifts, which isn't really a gift to her. Again, it's a gift for the house.
No, I disagree. I mean, listen, if you give a gift like that, and something happens between them, it's not like he's gonna be like, no, it's on the wall now it's affixed to the property, and that stays. No, those are gifts to her. It's gonna stay. That's her gift.
I've only lived here for a few years, but I'm still not used to the cost of living in New York.
She's not used to the cost of living in New York because she only has an $180,000 salary.
Listen, I would never get used to the cost of living in New York, even the cost of living in LA. I grew up there. I'm not used to it because it sucks. It's expensive.
If she were having to luxuriously move in by herself, there's no way that her salary would afford her rent plus all of her other living expenses.
I run 3 e-commerce sites. I manage them with a small team.
Love this. Okay, here's another gift we see here. A $49,000 ring.
I'll side with her on this one. It's weird to call that a gift. That's an engagement ring. I would never, I don't know, I wouldn't consider an engagement ring a gift. I mean, is it technically, like if you look at it objectively, it's like I'm giving this to you. I think that is defined as a gift. But it's weird that they would lump that in as a gift. Like a proposal, like an engagement ring in the same genre as a piece of art hanging on the wall for $30K. So I don't know. Given all of these gifts, it does seem like it's coming from the guy, okay? And it's weird to call that a gift.
My most well-known business.
A $49,000 gift. Yo, we should just call that what it is. That's her engagement ring. That's her wedding ring.
Yep.
Her husband has got to be wildly successful. I want to know more. I want to see what his schedule is like.
I do too.
No
I
offense,
really do.
no offense to her. What if all the gifts though are from really him to her? Like he's the one that's like,
That's
here's
exactly
your
what they
wedding
are.
ring, that's a gift. Here's a piece of art I got for you, that's a gift.
$30,000, $8,000.
I forgot I said this. See, it's been such a long time ago that me watching myself it's the same thing at this point as like watching a brand new video. I forgot everything I said.
Okay, ladies, this is where it gets crazy. It's at this part of the video that things got really downhill for me. Of course, I don't agree with the fact that she's already splitting rent, but I look past that to see the rest of this video, and trust me, it gets worse. Listen to this part that she says.
And also starting another business.
Okay.
Within 6 months, I accumulated a large amount of debt. I have $30,000 in debt. I pay about $500 a month to pay down my debt.
By the way, before I even comment on this, and you already know what I'm gonna comment if you watch any of my videos.
Yeah, she's gonna tell him to pay down the debt. Now, it is kind of silly. Now, I will objectively, okay, let's look at this objectively. If he's buying her a $38,000 painting and she has $30,000 of debt, it's a little unbalanced. You know, it just makes it question the value of the art versus paying down her loan. But then again, she did take out the loan, and this could be her responsibility to pay that down with the money that she makes. I don't know, at least for me, it kind of takes the challenge away. When you really do something for yourself, if someone else is just there as like that safety net, being like, oh, yep, there you go, there you go, there. Just putting out all the fires, I don't know. You kind of respect that hustle and that hunger to really go out and do it for yourself.
The problem here is that she has a $30,000 gift, as her lovely fiance will call it, hanging above her bedstand. She has a $50,000 engagement ring. She has an $8,000 skull. She has other miscellaneous.
Yeah, but you know what? This could be strategic business leverage. Think of it this way. If she took out a personal loan to fund this stuff, that's all a tax write-off. Like in certain situations, it could be better for her to take that loan out at a really low interest rate and just wait to pay it off. It's essentially free money. And it could even be better in the event of a lawsuit. Like if that LLC or her business is tied to that debt, then that sticks with the business, you know?
But when the woman you love, the woman of your dreams that you proposed to and gave her a $50,000 ring is struggling financially to that extent where she is in $30,000 of debt, and
it doesn't seem like she's struggling financially at all. Actually, I think I did the math before. If she's making $180 a year, she'll be left with about $120 after taxes. That works out to be $10,000 a month. She's spending $5,000 on rent. That's a lot of money on rent. She's got other business expenses, we'll call it probably $3,000 a month. That's leaving her with about $2,000 a month profit after everything is said and done. It's certainly not a lot, and I think if I were her, I'd be hesitant to agreeing to spend $5,000 a month on rent. Now, here's the thing. I am not against splitting things, but I think if she's splitting that, she's got to factor that into what she could afford. And I would just say to her fiance, like, hey, listen, I know you want to live in this place, but like, at the money I'm making right now, I could really only afford to spend like $2,500 a month if I'm expected to save and do all these other things. So I'm happy to split a place $2,500 a month each. But now I remember the issue that I didn't like with this is that she was basically just like a break even every single month. I didn't like that, and not because of their relationship, but just because I don't think that was the financially smart thing to do.
This is why these types of relationships are a prison. Is because he pulls you in by making you think that you are living on his level. But the reality is you are not. The reality is he isn't even blinking an eye when he's spending money on these gifts, on all the furniture inside the house, on the rent. That is absolutely nothing to him if he has those types of finances. While she is kind of being brought to that level involuntarily by him by making it think that, hey, I have to cough up that side of money, but she does not have that type of money in her bank account.
Yeah, so that's the point I agree with, is that she's expected to pay at this level even though she's not there financially. And I just think, just relationship aside, she should be living as though she's making $180,000 a year. Let's be real here. I just think financially, that is the smart thing to do. If her fiance wants to live well beyond that, I think that's totally fine. But I would say for her, it's probably best that he make up that difference. He could still spend $50,000 on gifts, and that doesn't matter. But I would say she would still need to live within her finances, especially if they're splitting things like this, and at least making sure that she's able to save something and not just be expected to boost up to his lifestyle, spend his income when she doesn't have his income. That's what I kind of think. Get how you have $30,000 in debt, but you have like a $40,000 piece of artwork that was a gift.
That doesn't even
Sell
make sense.
the gift and pay off the debt. You know what? I agree with myself back then. That was really good advice that I gave myself to her. Yeah.
But if she does that, then all of the guy's friends would probably say that, oh, she's a gold digger. She's selling your gifts for money.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing now. That's kind of awkward. Imagine getting a $30,000 piece of artwork, and then the next day you're like, oh, actually, I'm going to sell that and then pay off my debt with it. Because then it seems like you're almost ungrateful for the gift. Yeah, I don't know if that's a dynamic worth getting into, but also it's like, if it were really that much of an issue, she could always bring up that like, hey, these expensive gifts, they're making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. This is more than what I would expect. I really want to try to do things on my own here and prove to myself that, you know, I'm self-sufficient. But she's not. She's taking the gifts. So, but again, we don't know all the details of their relationship.
This year, we collectively paid $1,400 per month.
Did you see that $14,000 a month of health insurance that they split? I can guarantee you that is not the amount of money she would be spending if she was alone, which brings me to my point again.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. $1,400 a month for health insurance is a lot of money. Unless, obviously, she has, like, a crazy good plan, or she has pre-existing conditions, or her fiancé is, like, 90 years old. She's paying half. I don't know, but we'll leave that to them.
But she is being forced to sustain that type of relationship, that type of luxurious lifestyle financially.
So yeah, see, again, that's the point I don't like, is that she's expected to level up to him and then pay 50%. That's the point where it's just like, well, financially, she shouldn't be stretching it that much on her income if she wants to contribute that amount. That's what I think.
So it's going to be very strange if this man is wearing all designer brands and his woman is going to H&M or Zara and buying cheaper clothes.
Oh, I like H&M. This shirt is H&M. There's nothing wrong with H&M and Zara. They look just as good. I prefer that because you don't have to worry about it. This shirt I've had since like beginning to make YouTube videos. Some of the first YouTube videos I ever filmed were in this shirt, and it still works. This shirt doesn't break. So really overall, guys, my only complaint here is that she's spending all the money she makes, and makes me a little worried financially for her. But overall, in the big picture, it seems like they have a fine relationship. It seems like they're both happy. So I don't see the big issue here, and I'm going to leave it at that. So with that said, you guys, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.